In this video, we're going to be looking at our Secret Vault product and all of the features that we can use. You can see here we've got our Secret Vault open, and this is a fully custom instance of Secret Vault which is hosted in our Azure tenant. So all of the secrets and all of the components are safely secured behind our own tenant. We've logged in with a Microsoft account, so only users within our tenant can actually access this application. Once we're logged in, we can see on the left all of the folders that we have access to, and we can also create new folders. Everyone has access to create folders at the top level, but once you get into specific folders, the permissions will be set specifically for that folder. For example, if we go into this customer folder here, we can check the permissions and see who actually has access to this folder. So at the moment, I'm the only user that has access. You can see I have the owner role, which gives me full read, write, create, delete, and share access to this folder. If we want to add other users and share this folder with other users in our organization, we can simply search for them here. I'm just going to add my other profile, and you'll see by default it gives us the reader role. This user will now be able to log in and see this folder. And if we actually switch over to my other profile now, and we can simply refresh our view, you'll see that folder pops up immediately. And because I've only been given the reader role, you'll see that I can't actually create anything new in this folder, and I can't change any of the secrets, but because I do have read access, I can read the secret. So I can read the name and copy the secret value, but I can't change anything because I've only been given the reader role. If we go back to our admin account, you'll notice that we also had this folder here which wasn't visible on our other account. And that's because if we check the permissions of this folder, we've turned off the inheritance for this folder. So because this is an admin folder, we don't want to give this access to everybody who has access to the parent folder automatically. So even though my other user has been given access to the parent folder, this one has its own set of permissions. And if we wanted to give access to our other account, we would be able to search for them in here and grant them explicit access again. So within each folder we can have child folders, and you can also have the secrets within those. When we're given access to a folder, you automatically inherit access to anything underneath, unless of course the inheritance has been turned off for child folders. And if we go back into the permissions, we can update the permissions at a more granular level for each user that has access. So for example, if we wanted to give my other user a different role, we can say give them contributor, which you'll notice gives read, write, and create access, but deny on delete and share. So that means if we switch over to our other profile again, and we just refresh this, you'll notice now we get this new menu because we have access to create things, so we can create new child folders and child secrets. But because we don't have access to delete, we can't do anything delete related, so we can't delete the folder and we can't delete the secrets. So we only have create, read, and write access. And you'll notice we can also check the permissions, but because we don't have that share permission, we can't actually change anything from this profile. All of the secrets that are stored in our application are stored in Azure Key Vault, and only the users that are given access to this folder will actually be able to access those secrets. If we want to create a new child folder, you can just come in here and click New, and then New Folder. And say we want to create a new folder underneath this customer folder called API Details. So you'll see that creates that new child folder, and then maybe we want to move this API key into that child folder just to make it a bit more secure and a bit more grouped. If we wanted to add other secrets in there related to the API, we can come over here and go Move Secret, and then just select that new child folder to move it. So now that API key is nicely placed under the API details, and if we wanted to, we could customize those permissions for this folder again to be more granular and more locked down if we needed to. So now we can add other secrets into this folder. Say we wanted to add the API base URL, and you can type that in as a secret, or if you want to toggle the visibility, you can see what you're typing in there as well. And when you click save, that'll automatically save that into the Azure Key Vault securely. If we go into one of our secrets, we also have some more options we can use. We can add notes if we want to add a bit more information about the secret, and that'll just create a new notes field. So maybe there's some conditions or specific information related to the secret that we want to provide in here, so anyone accessing the secret can refer to those notes. You can also add an expiry date, which is just used as a reference point. If, for example, a secret in Azure is expiring on a certain date, you can put that in here so that's recorded when that comes up for expiry. We can also add a one-time password, so if we have admin credentials that we want to add a password to, we can go back up to our admin user, and if we open up this secret, we can go into the more options and select add one-time password. This will ask us for a secret key, and this can differ depending on the type of account you're providing. You can click on the question mark, which will pop open an article explaining the different types of secret keys that you can enter. Or for example, if we want to use Microsoft, we can come into our Microsoft account information and we can just go add sign-in method and select Authenticator app. We'll use a different Authenticator app from the Microsoft one. Click on next, and that'll give us a QR code which we can scan into the app using the QR code button, or we can just copy the secret key. We can paste that into our one-time password secret key and then just click on save. That secret key will get saved to Azure Key Vault as well, and when we come back into this secret now, it'll give us that one-time password automatically, which we can copy and use that for any MFA multi-factor authentication logins. And we can put that in just to verify it and complete that setup. So that's been successfully registered, and if we log into this account now, we'll be able to simply copy the username, password, and the one-time password all from one place without having to open up a mobile device. This is especially useful if you have an account that's shared with multiple people, because then you can just access it all from one place without having to ping specific people to get the MFA codes. Admin users can also copy the Key Vault reference, which can be used by other applications. For example, our API key. As an admin, we can come into this more options and show the Azure Key Vault reference, and this will give us a reference which we can copy, and that links to the actual Key Vault location, and this can be used with function apps or other app services in Azure. From the environment variables section, you can simply add a new environment variable and set the value to that Key Vault reference. And provided our app has access to that Key Vault location, you'll see that that gets updated and automatically connected. When this function app tries to use this environment variable now, it'll automatically get the value from the Key Vault, which is linked with our secret vault location. This means we can manage all of our secrets and credentials through Secret Vault in a nice user interface, and we don't have to go into Key Vault to update those passwords and secrets. For more information about Secret Vault, please get in contact with us today.